Hello. Streaming live, not on TikTok. I got banned again, apparently, for some strange reason. I think it's because I'm streaming from my computer to TikTok, and that comes with a whole bunch of issues. But I am streaming to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Just no TikTok. Alright, I'm just making sure I've got all the conversations open so I don't miss anything interesting. Okay. Alright, that's everything. Cool. Let's see if I'm sharing screen and everything properly. We'll go to this screen. So this is Unity. We're making a game. Let's play. Crying Wolf, hello. How's it going? So last stream we added in some new code to combine rooms together to make different size rooms, and each room is now given a random colour as well. Just turn the volume down a bit, that's so loud. Alright, so every time you play, the floor is like randomly generated. You get a different layout. We added in these faces onto the characters so you can see which way they're facing. No animations or proper artwork or anything, it's just Unity shapes. We need some different types of enemies because these ones are really easy to just dodge and avoid. And we probably want to get rid of this screen because actually once you've cleared the floor you just go back to a lift is the idea. One thing someone suggested last time is, what if the rooms you've not been in are like invisible until you go in them? I quite like that idea. Should we try doing that? Also the movement's a bit stuttery. Maybe we want to try and do something about that as well. Let's have a look at movement first. How are we tracking movement? Scream chicken nugget. I'm not gonna scream that. Sorry. Let's find a player. There's the player. Or do we want to look at the camera? Camera. Follows correct. What does that mean? Standby update. Alright, no, it's not that. Okay, well, there's no settings there on the camera that would change. The Cinemachine follow, I could maybe do something with that. And there's this Cinemachine brain. Okay, it could be this. Update method is on smart update. Use fixed update if all your targets are animated during fixed update. Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Oh, smart update is a recommended setting. I'm going to change it to fixed update just to see if it works. Blend update method. The update for the brain when the blends are evaluated and the brain's transform is updated. I guess late update. So there's not really many choices there. Let's see if that is now storing or not. Can I ask some questions? Yeah? That is a question also. Is this GTA? This is GTA 7. The one after the one people are excited about. Alright, let's see how the camera looks. Oh, the camera's like really smooth now. So smart update was incorrect. Look how smooth that camera is. Whoa. Also, our enemies are spawning off the map because we don't spawn them into rooms. We just still use our old system. So we might want to change that and have rooms be able to spawn enemies into them. Alright, should we try and do rooms are blocked out, you can't see into them until you stand in them. So to do that, we want to go to our room prefab, procedural room, and we're just going to add like a ceiling onto it. So if we could just duplicate our quad. I'll rename that floor. I'll copy it, paste it. This one I'll name Fog of War, I believe they call it. And for this one, I'm going to get rid of the collider. I'm going to raise it up like 2 high. And then we need a new material for it. So we've got floor. I guess we could just use color black. We'll duplicate that and we'll call it Fog of War. And then I guess we want it to be transparent. Okay, and then we put Fog of War on that. And it needs to compile the shader. Okay. So now I think if I change the transparency of this, it should actually change transparency. Yeah, look at that. So you can see inside. Okay, so if I save this and just press play and have a look, what we should see is every room is just, you can't see into it. That's what you should see. Don't know if you will see that. Oh. Start again. So has that worked? Sort of. I mean, this is a bit odd, isn't it? I know why it looks like that. Because when I change the colour of the floor, I change the colour of like everything in the room. So I need to not do that. But I guess I need to change the colour of the ceiling thing separately to the floor. I'm going to make that full screen because it looks quite funny. Look at that. Very colourful, but broken. Alright, so what do we want to do? We want to raise it up a very, very tiny amount, like 2.01. Who are you? I'm called Oliver. and I make games on YouTube and Twitch live. Do other things as well. I work in the games industry. I used to work on Fall Guys and Fortnite for a little while. Okay, this could be interesting. So we've got rid of the glitchiness on the ceiling bits. So this looks right, but we want this to be black, I guess, when you've not opened those rooms. So I think what we want to do is we want to have in here a new script called Procedural Room Manager, and this is just going to look after the procedural room. It's Rubik's Cubed. My cat is yelling at me like I don't feed him. Yeah, our dogs do that as well. They try and get second dinner all the time. And then if we're eating, they also want whatever we've got as well. Classic. So where's the script I made? Procedural Room Manager. Okay, here we go. So we need two things. We need, well, private renderer. This will be the floor renderer. And then private renderer, ceiling renderer. And it's not really ceiling renderer, it's like fog of war renderer. Okay, and then how do we want to do it? I guess we could just do public renderer, floor renderer, and just return that for now. And then in procedural floor generator, when we generate the floor and we color it in, color regions, this bit, instead of getting all of the renderers, let's just do what does this even try to get value variable. So geo is the game object, so we want to do procedural room manager PRM equals that, and then we'll do renderer R equals that, and then we can just do that. There we go, that should work. Just turn on the aircon. Bit hot. Alright, so let's just see if that works. That should only colour in the floor, and the ceiling should just be black. Blue. Okay, so that seems to have, well, got an error. I didn't get a reference. Oh, because we've not actually assigned our reference to our floor manager yet. So serialize fields, and we'll do serialize fields. We'll also do that, but also we want to do enumerator fade, or we want to like remove fog of war. Okay, not like that, but sort of like that. We want to do I have eaten chicken today, but not rice. I'm coding a roguelike twin stick shooter set in an office. So we're going to do how should we do this as a loop? Float time elapsed equals 0, and then we'll do float duration. Duration equals, we'll make it quite snappy and quick, so we'll do half a second. And then we'll do initial color will be new color that. Target color will be that. And then we'll do that. But we're not going to set the color like that. We're going to do the material block thing. So material block, property block, MPB equals new block. Fog of war or MPB dot. How do you do it? Can't remember how to do it. Basically this. Renderer get property block. So we will do fog of war renderer get property block, and then we'll do set color, base color, lerp between that, and also we'll set the property block. And then we'll do that. Wait for the next frame, basically. Cool. And then we'll just disable the renderer at the end. Then we're gonna do a new public function called public void reveal room, and that will start the coroutine to remove the fog of war. Cool. So now we need to find a way. How do we decide if a room should be revealed? Well, if a door is destroyed, any rooms attached to that door should be revealed. Also the start room should be revealed. Because we start a game, it's crashed. Oh, we need to assign the floor renderer. Yeah. Floor and fog of war renderer there. Save. Play. I'm getting a lot of comments on YouTube, and a lot of them seem to be just trolling. So I'm wondering, wherever you finding my stream from, if you presumably don't know who I am, to come and troll. I mean, I don't mind if that's what you want to do. I'm just curious, how have you all found the stream to do that? What is not set? This procedural room manager. Try to get the room at P. What is non-empty? Non-empty is a so I don't really like doing variables because you can't tell what sort of variable it is. So what is non-empty is a hash set of vector2 int. Like that. Is that what it is? Apparently not. It's just a variable. What type of variable is it though? I'll ask Copilot. What type of variable is... Oh, there you go. It's a list of hash set vector2 ints. A list of hash set vector2 int. Ah, okay. And then variable p is, in that case, just a hash set of vector2 int. No? Oh. No, it is literally just a vector2 int. I see. Oh yeah, because it's in one of the lists. Oh, in one of the hash sets. So if we know what the vector2 int is, we can try to get the room using that. So this variable is a game object. Cool. Which should mean that each room that would have a procedural room manager, you would think. Each room in where though? Where are we saying that's in? In room at. Where did we do room at? Grow layout, generate floor. I don't know where we've done room at now. Merge. Can expand, set occupied. Okay, grid. We clear it. we get the cell. Where were we trying to do what we were just doing? I'm confused now. We're trying to get the procedural room manager here. Oh, when we're colouring it in. Let's just save and see what happens here. So, we're doing room art, and then we're trying to get the value. Room art is a list of vector2 ints and the object. Okay, cool. So let's find all references of that. We add objects in. Cool. Okay. So this should always return the correct thing then. So the game object, the room at equals room prefabs, instantiate prefab. So we are getting the right thing, and we are generating the procedural room. So it should be able to get this script. Have I called it the right thing? Procedural room manager. Yeah, procedural room manager. Okay, so let's go back now and see. Save, clear, play. Let's see where it's going wrong. Is this Tetris? It does look a bit like Tetris at the moment. Okay, so I press play, we've generated a floor, and an error has happened. It's been unable to get the procedural room manager on one of these rooms. On which room, though? And has it coloured any of these floors in? If I just search fog of war, if I disable all of the fog of war, and then close that. Okay, so some rooms have got colours on them, but then for some reason it failed on some of the other ones. I guess maybe the lift doesn't have a procedural room. A non-empty might contain the lift. So I could do here, if PRM equals null, then just continue, leave it. That would get around that bug. Yeah, we're just in Unity. Alright, play. Let's try again. Okay, no bugs. That's good. Seems to be working. We can see the nav mesh through the ceiling, which is cool. But that wouldn't show up in the actual game here. Alright, so start game. The lift doesn't come up high enough there, so you get like a weird thing. But this room should be faded in anyway. So maybe we fade in the first room when we start. So if I go to Game Manager, we've got like a begin game. Here we go. So before we open the lift doors, let's do fade in fog of war on start room. So we'll do that. Start room, procedural room manager equals. Do we not have a link to start a room? Procedural floor generator. Start room. I guess we'll just get it that way. Dot get component. Or what's the best way to do it? So if we go here, not here, here. We want to get a link to the start room. So we keep a reference to it. Start prefab. Start room. Maybe I'll just return that start room. So we'll just add it where we've got the lift here. So we'll just do public game objects. Start room. Return the start room. Save. Do I still make music? Sometimes, not so much at the moment. And then the stuff I've been working on, I've not released any for a while. Might do it again. Procedural room manager on the start room. Cool. Then once we've got that, we can do start room dot reveal room. Cool. So now when we hit play, well, it won't start until we hit start game, but what should happen, save, is I think like the longer you spend with C#, the easier it gets. It took me ages, like literally years to get used to it. And I've been doing it now for like 12 years. And still, there's a lot I don't know. Alright, so you can see all the rooms are like blacked out. If I hit start game, the first room should have faded in. But it didn't. And there was an error. So it couldn't get a reference to the start room. Does that mean the start room's not getting set? Or no, we are setting it. Let's have a look what's going on then. So if I go game manager procedural, game manager, I scroll down, trying to find the start room, so I put on debug. Start room is this room, and this room doesn't have the procedural generator thing. Oh, is that start room not technically a procedural room then? No. Well, it is, but it doesn't have this on it. So we need to add that on it first. So normal. In fact, maybe then we want to... Oh, the start room has the procedural room in it, but isn't actually fully a procedural room. Maybe then what we can do is we can do get component in children and do it that way. Cool. How do you feel about AI being able to write code, videos, images, etc.? Mixed. feelings, I would say. I really don't like generative AI for art and videos and music, but there are times when I have used it for work and stuff. And then for coding, I use it all the time. Like, I'm like in two minds because I really don't like AI, but also it can be really useful. So, I use it, but I sort of wish it didn't exist. If that makes sense. So like in here, I'm just in Visual Studio. I think by default, basically, like, if you start typing now, it basically like it starts using AI to suggest what you want to do next, and sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but it's really useful because most of the time it's actually pretty good. But as long as you know how to do it, you can read it and make sure it's doing what you want it to do. Because sometimes it just does completely the wrong thing, and if you don't know how to code, you wouldn't know how to fix that. So you still need to know how to code. Okay, so I think we might have fixed that bug now, and the starting room should fade in. Play. So I hit start game. First room should fade in, and it did. But there was a delay, and it hasn't faded in the whole room. It's just faded in one square of the room. I think I know why. Also though, I unplayed it. Those rooms should have been the same colour. That's interesting. Oh, I think we can fix that quite easily though. So here, when we get this, remove fog of war. Yeah, we want to get rid of this wait for 2 seconds and just start doing it straight away. And then also, when we colour the floor in, get component in children. That will get the right one. Yeah, it's tricky because some people are just like, I hate AI altogether, and like that's totally fine. It's just almost every website now is using AI, and almost every job you will have requires you to use some AI. So it is very difficult if you are like, I'm never going to use AI. Then, like, would you just delete your Twitter account, which probably we should all do anyway? But like YouTube uses AI. If you refuse to use AI, do you just not watch anything on YouTube anymore? Like, I don't know. Like every website has got it in to some extent now, basically. So you can't really just completely boycott it. I don't think. Even like Google, you search on Google and there's like AI suggestions. So, yeah, it will be very difficult. You look like if Carrot Top and Jack Black had a baby. I see. I think I can see what you're going for. Possibly. Alright, play. Alright, I'm gonna make it full screen. So we can see here a bit of red. If I hit start game, that room should fade in. That seemed to fade in very quickly though. Let's go again. It's supposed to take half a second. So if I start game, does it fade in too fast? Because I can't even see it happening anymore. Maybe I'll wait a second before I fade in. 0.5 duration. Or we make it fade in like over 1 second instead. Let's do that. Oh, you still got one of the How to Draw Really Good t-shirts. That's awesome. I've still got all mine, but they don't fit me anymore. I need to lose some weight again to be able to wear them. Start game. I think it worked. But obviously this room should fade in as well. I'm struggling to see if it is fading in or not. Alright, I know how to fix it. So if we make this not full screen, we zoom in here on this, turn off this, not that, turn off, where's the gizmos? There you go, gizmos. Okay, when I hit the start button, this should fade in and we should see it now. So I'm going to hit it. Oh, okay, it did. It just does it so quick that you don't really see it. Alright, so what we actually need to do is we need like a list of game objects. We don't just need the one game object. We need every room that is connected to that room, which is tricky. So start room, lift. It's like a region. We basically need to get the region where the start room is part of. And I can't remember if... Okay, so we don't use fuse room anymore. So I can delete that. That would have been an easy way to get it. Oh, we know the region of the cell. So where do we use these cells? There we go. So, okay, the data here, the grid is what we want. We want to get we basically want a dictionary of, not a dictionary, we want a list of game objects, rooms within region. And then we need to know the vector2 int cell. So we can do a list of game objects, and this is rooms, equals new, and then we want to do if region dot try get value cell out region ID, then just return the empty list. Else, for each variable p in regions would be a region for each region. No, for each what in regions? What is regions? Regions is for each hash set vector2 int. Within one, so it's just a vector2 int. For each vector2 int in P, and P is each vector2 within regions, try to get the room. And if we get the room, then we add the geo to that list of rooms, and then we can do return rooms at the end there. So this is like get rooms within region. And we need to know the cell of the room that we're trying to get, which is fine. I suppose though we can do public list game object starting room geos, or get starting room game objects, and then that will return the rooms within the region of the start cell. Nice, that's what we want to do. Cool, so now if we go back to our remove fog of war, which we call from game manager, do we? Yeah. So we actually don't want to do that anymore. We want to do list game object starting rooms equals, and we'll do that, get starting rooms. No, you can't do it that way. You've got to do equals new list game objects, and then that. It doesn't like this because we probably have to add collection is generic at the top. Okay, so then we add the start room, not start room, the get starting room game objects, and that needs to be a method, so we do that, and that is also add range, is it? Yeah. And then we can do we don't even need to do that bit anymore. We can do for each this isn't community management, and yeah, put us to shame. I think it's a very handy skill to have for community management if you know a bit about how games are made as well. Then you can answer much more honestly about bug reports and people asking how long will it take to fix blah blah blah, and you'll know a bit more about how actually that works. So I found community management and learning to code are very beneficial for each other. So for each game object room in starting rooms, we want to do procedural room manager PRM equals room.getComponent in children procedural room manager, and then we'll do PRM dot reveal room, except if PRM equals null, then we continue. Okay, that sounds very confusing, but I think that should fix it. Oh, you did a marketing degree. Inspired by me. Wow. I'm sorry. How did you find the marketing degree? I did music technology for my degree, which hasn't like I still use it because I'm interested in it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do well enough when I was in uni to kind of pick a topic that I would end up doing. Because if I'd have known that I would go into community management, I would have done something along that. Or maybe I would have done like a game design course if I'd have known, but I didn't know. I think some people just figure out really quickly what they want to do. But I didn't. Alright, start game. Nice, did you see that? The whole room has faded in. Awesome. I feel like the ceiling maybe we want to make lower. Because, let me pause it. Like, these doors now are not super visible. Because you're only sort of seeing half the door because... Or maybe we can shrink it down so that it doesn't cut over the top of the door. If we know how big a door is. Or we just lower it down. Let's try lowering it and see what happens. Or we could raise the walls up a bit so you won't see the doors. Let's try procedural room. Lowering it a tiny bit. So instead of 2.01, we'll go 1.95. Save that and see what that looks like. Save, play. Okay, let's see. Start game. Okay, cool. So now we can see the full doors and the walls. I mean, that. And also, you can see the heads of enemies when the enemies spawn in the rooms. I feel like, should they spawn in until you've gone in the room? What's the best way to handle that? And also, like when you blast the door open, we need to make the other rooms fade in. Okay, so when a door is exploded, game manager, what do we actually do? Let's have a look. So door manager. So at the moment a door doesn't know its location on the grid. So I feel like a door should probably know what door it is. So what I will do is I'll add a private it's basically a vector2 int vector2 int. Can you do that? And it is connected rooms. Apparently you can't do that. How would I do that? I did it in here somewhere for like edges. An edge. I just called it an edge. Oh, okay. Has door is opening. Okay. So yeah, it has A and B for the edge. For each edge. If it has a door, we spawn the door in. Here we could put a reference on the door. Okay, we have a problem. Oh wait, chat. Let's see. Graduating in December. Degree was fine. The issue is there's very little practical application. I think that's true of a lot of degrees. Like, they try and give you a bunch of information, and some of them have like work where you were doing things in that topic, but it's hard for it to be exactly the same as the work you would be doing if you were doing it as a job. You want to learn SEO, email marketing, campaign management. I mean, still do independent learning before I start applying for jobs. Yeah, like when I came out of my music degree, I don't think I could have gone into a job in a studio or something because I would have had to learn everything to do that. Like, you only learn like a very small amount of things, and they're not what you would be doing on a job, kind of annoyingly. I think it must be the same for a lot of topics. Don't know if it needs to be a video. To make own. You made your own content. Yeah, I feel like to get jobs in marketing, like, it is good just to do your own content, like to stream, to like grow a few social channels and stuff. And I think that's how people seem to get noticed in games, in like games marketing anyways. If you make a bit of a name for yourself and kind of promote yourself a bit, people will know who you are. It's quite a small industry. Mr. Weeble, hello. I am almost 42 now. I'm 36. Is that closer to 42? 6 years away. Yeah, closer to 42 now. Oh, how the turntables turn. Does each room know what room it is, and doors know what room they're attached to? No. Oh, it's really confusing to explain, but like the data is kind of separate to the actual game objects, and now we're trying to go back from a game object to the data, and that is proving a bit tricky. Oh, you did. What degree did you do, Mr. Weeble? 50 this year. Nice. The big 5-0. I feel like that's at least an exciting number. Oh, you did. HND in Creative Music Tech. Yeah, so I did I think mine was music technology. But I'd already been doing a bunch of my own songs and stuff. And I feel like I didn't really learn anything that I hadn't sort of already learned. But if I hadn't known what I'd known, I don't think I'd have been able to make my own music at the end of the course. Because there was a bit on making a VST synth, and then a bit on sound design for a short video, but it was team based projects and things, and it was I don't know, it's really difficult. I don't know, I just can't imagine going from the back of that into, and now I'm a sound designer doing all sound design for a video game. Or I think you have to have, well, with my degree anyway, I would have had to have been interested in it and done it myself as well anyway. But then if you're doing a music degree, surely you are doing music stuff in your own time as well. Yeah, I think that's true. There's always new things to learn with music production, video production, games, everything. What have you been working on? Are you still doing Unity stuff? I'll show you what I've got so far for this. I don't think I fixed what I was just trying to fix, but that's fine, I suppose. So this game, I've only worked on it when I've been doing streams, and I only stream 3 hours every Sunday, and we're on stream 9, I think. So how many hours is that? 27 hours. Every now and again I do an extra hour, so probably just over 30 hours on this game so far. If I hit start, this is a character, is a capsule with a face. The enemies are the same, but they're red. You can see this one here is chasing me. So the idea is you work in an office, and you have to climb up the floors of the office and destroy all the robot co-workers. They're basically, every employee except you has been replaced by AI, and they're all malfunctioning. So your job is to go up the office floor to floor and destroy all the evil robots. And they'll be so it's all randomized. I've added fog of war in so that you can't see the rooms. I'm just trying to get it working at the moment. But every time you press play, the floors are all different layouts. I've only got one enemy type at the moment. To open doors, you just shoot them and they explode, because that's more fun than actually opening the doors. And then every time you go up a floor, you'll choose random power-ups, and you'll also get so there'll be a choice. There'll be 3 things you can choose, and each one is a power-up and also a power-up for the enemy. So you have to choose between, which power-up do I want, but also which power-up do I not want the enemies to have, and the synergies between your power-ups and synergies between the enemy's power-ups. So you want to try and balance getting good things for you, but not too good for the enemy. That's the idea anyway. If I just remove the fog of war so you can actually see what's going on. I feel like you can kind of see what is happening. I just like this is the whole floor. It's all these different rooms. At the moment, I'm trying to make it so that when you go through a door, open a door up, it fades in the next room that you've gone into. But the problem is, the way I generate the floors, I don't have an easy way to know which door is which door. So I need to save somewhere. Maybe I could just... So it's a door manager. Okay, it's a door manager. I'll just save in... here, I guess. I'll do like a list of doors. Yeah. Yeah. All I have to do is do a dictionary. A dictionary of door managers with vector2 int, and that is the position of the door. So it's like a door dictionary, quite literally. I'm going to do equals new, like that. Nice. Okay, so when we make a door, which we do somewhere here-ish, where do we do our doors? This code is getting really long. Where do we spawn our doors in? When we do edges. Here we go. Build edges. It is spaghetti code. I tried my hardest to make this code not spaghetti-ish, but it has become somewhat spaghetti-ish. Skull says, it says I'm the only person watching for some reason. I'm streaming on like everything at the same time, so you might just be the only person watching on whichever platform you're watching on. You could be the only one there. It's true. Alright, so edges, doors. Let's have a look. If I just search door, what have we got? Has door, edges, doors. Here, wall with door prefab. And does this return a game object? Game object equals door equals that. Nice. Okay. Now we have a reference to that door. So we can do, door manager DM equals door.getComponent door manager. And also, it probably wants to be a component in children. Cool. So now we know E is the edge, and it has two positions. We can... Oh no. So let's go back up here. Do we save a list of edges? No. That would be too convenient. Where have I saved my doors? I made a door dictionary and it's gone. Alright, we can't do this because a vector 2 is one position on the grid and a door is in between two positions on the grid. So we need to change from that to an edge. And then this also is an edge. And then we can go down here and build edges. For each in edges, where's edges saved, man? Did we actually save the edges that we have? See, this is getting too complicated. We already have a list of edges. But edges does not contain the door. We could put the door into the list of edges. Yeah, let's just do that. Should we just do that? Let's just do that. Public door manager. We'll just call it door manager. There we go. And then when we create the edge here, we'll create the door, we can just say door manager equals DM. Now, oh no, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? Because it is a for each iteration variable. Why can't I edit it though? What? Because it is... Oh. Ah. Well, that's tricky, isn't it? That would have been good, because then we could have just saved the door into the edge, and we have a list of edges. But no. Oh no, I know how we gotta do it. We've got to change this from a for each loop into just a for loop. So for... And then we can just do edge e equals. We'll just do for int I equals 0. I is less than edges dot count I plus plus. And then we can do edge e equals edges I, like that. Nice. What game are you making and what is this game going to be about? I will show you in 1 second. I've just got to fix this annoying situation we have at the moment. So there, you can now save that, and now we've got a reference to the door manager, which means if we go to our door manager, we don't need to know what rooms it's connected to anymore. We can just say when door is destroyed, we'll do game manager dot instance. Yes. Instance dot door destroyed, and then we'll give it this, and this will be the door manager. So now if I go to game manager, I can just do public void door destroyed. Door manager is door, and then we can do, we need to find edge E equals get edge by door manager. Does that exist? No. That would be too convenient. But we do basically need a get edge by door manager. Get edge by door manager. No. Open. This is getting really confusing. We'll call it public void remove fog. Oh, I'll just call it door opened, door manager, door. Okay, now if, let's just see what this code is. If door manager door dictionary, this is so confusing. Get the edge using the door from the door dictionary. Find the corresponding edge. If edge A this is not what we want to do. We need to get the two vector2 ints at cell 1 equals vector2.0 or int.0 and vector2 int cell 2 equals that. Basically, we need to try and get value from the door dictionary. Oh. We get the edge. So we can just do edge E equals door dictionary door. Ta-da. And then we can do people are asking what I'm making. 2 seconds, because this has been really confusing, but once this is done I'll show you what the game is. We can do we call it like fade or reveal? Do we not call it reveal? We need to get the room manager for each of the rooms on both sides of the door. So we'll say room procedural room manager 1 equals room at and position A, and then same but room at position 2, and then we can do reveal room and reveal room. Amazing. Now if we just go back to here, we can just do private bool is revealed equals false, and then when we reveal the room we'll just do is revealed equals true, which we will do here. We'll say if is revealed, then return, else we set is revealed to true, and then we reveal it. Amazing, great. Okay, and if we go to the door manager, we tell the game manager the door has been destroyed. Now the door needs to tell the procedural floor generator that the door has been opened. The door, pass that along. And then we can open the room. And the door itself, though, gets destroyed. Does that matter? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Full screen. Wrong screen. Full screen. Play. So we are making a roguelike twin stick shooter where you go through the floors of an office and you've got to take out all the robots that work there now. It's been overrun by robots and AI that are malfunctioning. Alright, start game. Okay, so this all faded in. Now, if I destroy any of these doors, hopefully, if that code works, those rooms will fade in. So basically, like, these are the enemies at the moment. There's only one type of enemy. It just charges at you, and if it touches you, it starts doing damage. So I need to add more enemy types in. You've just got one gun at the moment. You shoot the enemies, hurts them, and they explode when you destroy them. It broke. Why did it break? Oh, I shut a door. And the door wasn't in the dictionary. Well, that door should have been in the dictionary. Why would the door not be in the door dictionary? Oh, have I forgot to add the door into the door dictionary when I make the door? Probably. Yep. Literally, I've done that. So we get the door. And then we want to add it to the dictionary. Also, did we actually add that to there then? Oh. Yeah, we could just keep that in there, I suppose. Don't need it, but... maybe we just leave that in. That's fine. Okay, so each time you press play, the floor is randomly generated. I feel like it's quite interesting because basically all the rooms are technically a square, but then they get combined together, which means they can be made into more interesting shapes. So now when I shoot a door, I basically reveal the room behind the door, and it seems to work. So if I shoot this door, this whole area should fill in. So let's try that. And it didn't work. Let's see. Okay. So it's working, but it is only filling in the two rooms next to the doors. Okay, let's have a think. Also, when the room fades in, it kind of goes... does it go like white for a second or something? It shouldn't do. That's weird. 0, 0, 0 would be black, I think. color.black is 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so it should be 0, 1. That's weird. Well, why does the lighting look good? If it does, that's interesting because I'm just using like the default Unity shaders. I think it's like when you're in isometric, everything sort of just looks a bit better anyway. Like if I take this, pause it, and where's the character? Jump into the character, and then I make it normal camera. This is what it would look like this, which maybe it doesn't look quite so good. If I just like fly around a bit, this is what the lighting looks like. This is what the game would be like in first person. Shoot the capsules, get out of the lift. There's an enemy there. Just looking at the wall. Can't just... Yeah, that's what we got. Alright, so let's fix this issue. So the reason it's doing this is we do game manager, door opened, procedural. We say reveal room, but maybe we need reveal all. Reveal region is what we want. Okay, reveal region. In here, do we keep track of the region? No. So we would have to do reveal region in here. So public void reveal region, and basically we just give it a room. So if we just say procedural room manager room, does the procedural room manager know what region it's in? No. But we know this. We know the room. We know the cells. Did we just did this for like the start, didn't we? When you make the start, do we have like reveal start room or something? How did we do that? We did it in game manager. We did each room in starting rooms. We want to do that. So where did we get the starting rooms? How did we figure that out? Get rooms within region. We already have that. That's good. Let's just use that. Okay, so when we do reveal region, we can do get rooms within region, and we need the cell. So actually, we don't want the room anymore. We just want the vector2 int. We'll just call it cell. Cell. Okay, so we'll do a new list of game objects. We'll call it rooms in region equals get rooms within region cell. Then we can do for each reveal room. Cool. And then we can get rid of all that. We don't need that. We can just do reveal region e.a and also reveal region e.b. And then we go back. And save it. Save, play. Now it should reveal the whole region when we go into each new room. So start game. If I shoot this door, it should reveal both of those. Seems to work. And nothing should happen if I break this door, and that seems fine. If I break this door, we get this room, this door, this room, this door, this room. That seems to work. Let's try this one, yeah. Let's find some of the bigger rooms, like this one is 2. That one, that one, that one. This was already open, this one. Nice, that all seemed to work. Let's undo it, press play again. We'll just try a few times to make sure it's working every time, because it is different every time as well. So start game. This is a massive room. Look at the size of this room. So that all revealed. Whoa, look at the size of that room. That's crazy. Alright, that one. Good. This room. Yep. And this one. And this one. Nice. Stop. Play. There isn't a limit to like how many rooms can join together to make a room. I thought if I just leave it at any amount, it'll just make the floor layouts look more interesting. So now like this one, we've got a lot more like square meeting room type rooms. We've got like a long room here, and this one's like a Z shape. These are like meeting rooms, they're like 1. This one's 2 here. I just feel like the more different things that can happen, the more interesting the game's going to feel. Because you want it to always feel different each time you play it, if it's a roguelike. I think what we also need is like some corridors in there that like join the doors together, but aren't technically rooms. Yeah, you could have an open plan one and it could just all be one massive room. I think that is possible, but just quite rare for it to happen. Actually, we could probably make it more likely to happen. On the game manager, we have this like fuse % chance. If I put this at 100% chance, and like I put the rooms at like 50 rooms, and I set the damping to 0, this should be one really big room in theory. Whoa! Seems to have worked. Is it literally all just like one massive room? Whoa. I sort of didn't expect it to work. I thought it would kind of work, but maybe not. Like, actually just work. That's cool. Yeah, I feel like this is what boss rooms should be like. Is like you're in like the cafeteria or something. And it's just like one massive meeting room. You could do the same thing. So it's like, let's say it's just 15 rooms, but the same thing. So now it's still one big room, but it's not as big, because that could also work for like a boss room. Start game. So now this is like smaller, but it's all one room still. And if we get some different shaped rooms in, so they're not all square, you'd be able to get like some cool triangle bits, or like maybe some curved rooms bits or something. I don't know. But that's cool. And then, so this was at 0.5. We also have the ability to have like a maximum number of rooms that could be joined together. At the moment, it feels like actually it's kind of cool not to have a maximum amount. But let's see what happens if we have the number of rooms is 100, but the maximum region size is 6. And the chance of fusing is like 0.75 and 0 there. Play. This should look quite different as well. Start again. So now I think we'll still have these like one rooms near the edges, but when you go towards like the middle, most of them are going to be 5 rooms now. So it's like clear out this hallway, it's another hallway. So towards the edges of the floor layout, you'll get like random 1 rooms, meeting rooms, but not in the middle. Whee. It's quite cool just like exploring the space. Alright, this is way too big I think for a floor though. I think we're looking more like 20, and fuse chance was better I think at 0.5, and no max region size save. I've also got it so that I can just turn off the random seed, and if I put like a seed in, so let's just say for the seed I'll put in potato. That don't work, it's got to be a number. I guess we'll just leave it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I press play, we should get the this is with the seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you spawn in and it's like a lime green room that is like really long this way, a square, and this, and then if I stop, press play again, it should use the same seed and it should hopefully be the exact same layout again. Yeah, cool. So we're using seeds and they seem to work there. But if I put it back on random, it just makes a random seed each time. I could display the seed on the screen. Let's do that, and then if there's a bug, I'll know the seed and I can spawn that level in again to see if I fixed the bug. That seems like a smart way of doing it. So let's add onto our canvas enemies left. Just duplicate that. we'll put seed. And then I guess we'll just put this down at the bottom of the screen. Oh no, your channel name and subscribe button are in the way of the game I'm trying to show you. Oops. Seed. I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in code I'll set that to whatever the seed is. So save. What controls the seed? Was it the game manager or the procedural floor generator? So this should have a reference back to the game HUD. So maybe we want like a public void set seed label, and then we'll just have a TextMesh Pro seed label, and we'll just say int seed seed label dot set text is seed and then the seed, and then we want to register to that. So procedural floor generator. How did we do the other one? Enemy manager. We have this on enemy number change. It's an event, and we have like a delegate. Okay, so if we go in here, in here, this is where the seed is. We'll have seed event. We'll just have int seed, and then we'll call this seed event on seed change, and then we can do when you change the seed, begin generation, generate floor. It's on awake. We will do. It won't register it though if it's on awake. Is all. Maybe instead of that, we'll just have a way to get the seed from in here. So we'll do public int seed and then return the seed. And then does Game Manager have a way to return the procedural floor generator? No. But maybe the Game Manager could have a reference to that seed as well. So public int seed, and then just return that. So if we go to here, we can just do private int seed cache equals -1, And then we'll just do update if seed cache doesn't equal the actual seed, make it equal that, and then set the label. Save. Cool. So now, just turn the aircon on. See what? Do 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 do. Now I need to set the seed in the seed label in the HUD. There we go. Save. Apply. Alright, and then save, play. What is that program? It's Unity. Alright, make a full screen. Play. Alright, I'm going to hit start. The seed is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is incorrect. So what's happened there? It's just not getting set. I don't think. So seed would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If not, oh, we don't. Can we get the seed out of the random number generator that we make? Surely you must be able to. Yeah, seed equals index, or that's the current step. Can you get the seed? Get hash code. Ooh, can you get the seed out of that? If the seed is null, we use the tick count. And we save these two. What's it done? The internal state. We need these init states. SO1. How do we get that back then? Method to return the seed for this RNG so we can make it again in future. Oh, The seed is Yulong Yulong. Ah, okay. You're making a web, making a game in Unity. I just need to figure out how to get the seed of what we're making. We're making like a procedural roguelike game with seeds. So I want to display the seed on the screen. But if it's a Yulong, is it going to be literally a massive number? Seed, cache, set label, seed. But the seed is actually a Yulong. Floor generator. And then, do we have seed in here? Seed is an int. It's not actually an int though, is it? It's a Yulong. Yulong. It's two Yulongs. There's two seeds. How's that work? This is maybe an issue. How? Wait, where are we doing it? We're doing it in here. Public Yulong Yulong. So public Yulong Yulong seed, and this is Yulong Yulong seed. Yeah, see, that is not a Yulong Yulong. How do I make a Yulong? What does a Yulong even look like? Yulong Yulong. I don't know how to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Oh. 0 UL seems to work. I don't know what that is. Game manager. So this also should be Yulong, comma Yulong. And then this in HUD is also gonna have to be Yulong Yulong equals zero Yulong. No. 0, 0, apparently. Then this dot. How would you even to string? String seed as string. seed is string. Let's not have that then. Let's just have string seed as string. And then this will be seed as string. Alright. There is a chance the seeds we're using are absolutely not usable now. Because they could be like a huge amount of code. Okay, you can't generate it using so wait, is there a way to convert maybe we want to set what the seed is rather than just leave it to chance. Let's pull these back now to, let's do it as a string. Seed is a string. Or a number. There's more possibilities if it's letters, because then there's like 26 for each digit. I think we should use a string for the seed. Procedural. Let's do string. And we'll just call it test if not. And here we'll give that back. We'll change that to string as well. And then how do we turn a string into an int that is always the same? Convert string seed to int reliably. Oh no, it doesn't know how to do it either. Int hash equals get hash code. Does that make sense? What's a hash code for a string though? If you convert a string into a hash code, what happens? String hash code unity. You just can't get back to the string, but you don't need to be able to do that. Okay, so that should work then. So we use the hash code of the string instead. So seed equals, and this will be a string as well. And then, is it all fixed now? So when we do a randomize here, we need to come up with a random seed. So we can do ticks. How do we get ticks? Because that's what we used anyway in here. Ticks. Environment tick count. Is that a int? Game manager. So seed equals, well, int seed equals tick count. Is that an int though? Oh, it is an int, yeah. Cool. And then the seed equals seed get hash code to string. Cool. So we get the hash code for the seed, and then we use that to generate the numbers. But it's not what we want to do. Public void generate new seed. So this will give us a string, and then here we can just do underscore seed equals generate new seed, and then we can put the new seed into the number generator. Oh, no, it needs to be an int, so we do seed dot get hash code to string. Not to string, we just get hash code. Yeah. Cool. What are you coding? Making a game in Unity, and we're using C#. So here we're going to generate a new string, a new seed. We'll call it string seed equals, and then how many characters do we want to do? Let's say we do 8 characters, and that would give you 26 times r to the power of 8. That seems like a lot. Seed equals nothing, and then yeah, basically these are the characters. So we want for 8 characters, we're going to add a random character 8 times, and then we will return the seed. Doo-doo-doo. Coding needs a lot of IQ for it to be easy. I've tried learning Java and quit in like 2 months. I've been learning C# for like 12 years, I suppose. So it's taken a very, very long time. And I was rubbish at it for years and years. I would say, I don't know, I'm still learning stuff all the time. It has mostly been a hobby. I haven't been doing it full time as well. I think now we have a system that will generate a random seed each time you press play. Okay, this doesn't work. Why does this not work? Oh, because we've got ulong here. This should just be string now. String cache equals none. And we will just do seed cache. Save. Cool. And this will be seed like that. Alright. Did we fix all the bugs there? Yes. Play. So now we should get a random seed. If I've ticked, yep, use random seed. And it should be like 8 characters. But it is definitely not. It says seed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get some errors. This is an error. Oh. Why is that an error? So the seed equals whatever the seed is, and then string seed as string. Oh, we add seed in there, so we don't want to do that. We just want to do. It already is a seed, so we can just do seed cache update. So now it bugs out because it tries to generate a new seed. Oh, we're using R here. Where have we defined what R means? Oh, we're trying to use... That's me. That's my fault. My bad, everyone. I want to do like Unity engine dot random dot random. Can I do random like that? Random. Range between 0 and the character length. Save. Save all. Go back. Play. Okay. Cool. Look at that. We've got a random seed. Okay. That's annoying because you can't tell if that's a 1 or an I or an L. Press play again. Cool. Random code. Alright, I'm going to write that out. So 7BFWAKPA. Alright, I've copied that out. If I press start game, walk onto the floor, we get a massive open space with like a blue room here and a red room there. Okay, so let's press play again, just make sure it's different, and then we're going to try and get this massive green space with the blue and the red again. Start game. Okay, this is different. Cool, and different code. If I go back, if I say don't do a random seed, actually here's the code, and I put the code in we just used, it should hopefully load the seed that we just had. Start game. This is different. This is a different level. Play. Start game. Oh, but it's the same now. Let's just check the code and make sure it's doing the same thing. So we get a seed. We use the hash code of the seed and floor layout. Else hash code. Oh, and then maybe we want to derive from that as well. Floor layout. Yeah. We get that hash code. Alright, that should be the same then. Now. Play. So now, yeah, it should be, it was like a green room with like one red up here and a blue down here. Yes! Awesome, we have seeds working. You can get a random seed. It's an 8-digit code with letters and numbers. And we can use that same code again. We will get the exact same procedural layout. That's cool. Save, play. Start. Oh, cool. So we go into like a little one-way room. And we got some side rooms. Really big office down here. Nice. Awesome. So we need to have enemies spawn into rooms. I don't know if we want to do that next. What do we want to do next? I feel like that took up almost the whole stream. We've still got like 45 minutes for the stream. But what do we want to do? I feel like it's not really a full game yet. It's like a bunch of different systems. Like we've got random floors, we've got rooms attached. Some enemies do spawn in. You can be killed, and also you can kill the enemies. But you can't really, I don't know, like, we need more enemy types, but I don't know whether to do that or to have something in the rooms at least, or make it so you have to go back to the lift once you've destroyed everything on the floor, or get the enemies spawning into the rooms properly, or I'm not sure what the best use of time is. Doo-doo. It's quite fun just shooting enemies. Enemy attacks. We could do some different enemy types. An enemy that shoots at you is an obvious one. Enemies with attacks. I've just noticed the health bar goes down back to front, so I need to flip that round for the player as well. Why has nobody said anything? Oh wait, is that going back to front? Is that back to front or not back to front? It is back to front. Okay, let's flip that round. So we'll do it on the prefabs, enemy prefab. Oh, health bar for unit. Does it have a code script on it? Always face camera. We basically need to do that. So look towards the way the camera is facing. It was looking away from the camera, so it was flipped back to front. Play. Start game. So if I shoot this guy, yeah, his health goes down the right way. If he hurts me, my health also goes down the right way now. Alright, we fixed that bug. Do we want to really quickly try and model a better looking character? Using like Pro Builder or something. We've only got half an hour. Let's just make a slightly better looking character. I think maybe we keep it looking a bit like this, because I kind of got used to this now. But we make it a bit more human looking. Where's the player? There's the player. Alright, look at this ridiculous character. Alright. Do you have Pro Builder in here by default? I think you might do. I'll just check. you're probably not supposed to build characters using ProBuilder, but who's gonna call the police for that? ProBuilder install. We don't have it installed. I think it'll only take a few seconds. In theory. Okay, it looks like it's installed. Alright, ProBuilder. So, let's make a... this is Unity. Look at this ridiculous character we've made. Alright, let's make a ProBuilder. What have we got? We've got a cube. We've got a sphere. Let's start with a cube for the head. This might just not work in ProBuilder. It's really not for making a character, but what are you going to do? Alright, so let's put it at 0, 0, that, and then we'll edit it. And we will select all. Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare, I think. But let's just try real quick and see. Okay, so it snaps and it jumps up too high. Can I set it to grid size 0.25? Okay, cool. Alright, so this is our head. Scale. Let's make it a bit smaller. Can you snap to scale? No. Oh, okay, it's on now. No, that's not scaling. There's no snapping on that at all. Like, how am I supposed to make an accurate head shape if it isn't gonna scale properly? Oh, 0.25 for scale. Will that snap? There is no snapping there. That is not snapping. Like, I can see. That says read only, but can I actually just change that? No. Ugh. Well, what else have we got? Windows. Tools, ProBuilder, Windows. Editors. Oh, look at this. Vertex positions. Okay, so I can see what verts what there. Let's go from this side, I suppose, and this side. Scale them in. I mean, I want it to be like that sort of size. So let's call that 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, and this would be 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, 1.4. Okay, that will do, I think. Maybe it would have been 1.5 and not 0.5. 0.5. No, that's too big. That's where it was. Okay. So maybe 0.75. No. 625 would be halfway. Alright, 0.625 is where we wanted, I think. And then this would be 1.375. Yeah. Okay, so then for the height, I guess we would want there. 1.2, 1.2, 1.9, 1.9, 1.2, 1.2, 1.9, 1.9. It's not really what I was going for. And it's too long. This is not going to work. I think if we try and make a character, we're going to have to make it in Blender or something. Let's delete that and we're just stuck with this. Maybe we could make it out of spheres instead. Let's just try. Sphere for a head. At like 1.5. There we go. We'll move it across here. We'll remake it here, basically. So it won't. Alright. So we want the eyes. Let's copy those over to this new one we're making. Look at that. Alright. Player. Where's the player material yet? Put the player material on this sphere. Look at this. It already looks more like a character. Alright, now he needs... What's this? This is head. Eye left. Eye right. Alright, what else? He needs like a body, surely. So for the body, let's just do a cylinder. And not put it in the eye. Alright, 0.111. No, 0.3. 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so body, how high do we want it? Probably not that high, probably like that. That's probably good. And let's say 0.75, 0.75. Head's too big. 0.75, 0.75, 0.75. Alright. That's more like it, I suppose. Then let's duplicate this. This is the body. Body. Copy paste. This is neck. We've got a neck. Game of the year. Alright, this maybe 0.1 and 0.1 and 0.1. That is too small of a neck. 0.25. 0.25. Is that neck too big? Who knows? Maybe we make that a bit taller. 0.35. There we go. Look at that. Great. Alright, let's do some shoes. They can just be cubes. 0.4 by 0.1 by 0.1. It would be 0.1 up? No. 0.05 up? Yeah. Okay. I suppose they want to be wider than that. Like, yeah, like 0.2 wide. Maybe they can be taller as well. Like 0.2. That's too big. 0.15. Is that too big for shoes? No. It's fine. 0.75. Okay. And how far across do we want it to be? Like 1.2? Maybe like that. So that's left foot left. And that would be foot right. And I'd put it at 0.8. Yeah. Alright. Okay, they're too far forward. 0. I suppose it wouldn't be at 0 though, would it? It would be slightly further forward than that, like that. 0.1. Cool. We've got shoes. Legs. Do we want to use cylinders for legs again or cubes? Maybe cylinders. Copy, paste, leg left, move it down. It's like 0.15. Just a bit smaller than that. There's 0.1. It's a bit bigger than 0.1. Not 0.12. Still a bit bigger. 125 maybe then. That's it. And that would be 0.75. Cool. And then would it be 0.1-ish or 0.2? 0.2 is fine. By 0.2. at 1.2. Look at that, a leg. Alright, duplicate that. And we've got leg right. Okay, and then we've got body, we've got neck, we've got eyes. For this, it'll be 0.8. What else do we even need? Maybe we want to make those a bit bigger so they go into those. Okay. I suppose he needs arms, but arms feels a bit more tricky. Would they just be coming out at the sides, maybe? Or just down at the moment? Leg left, duplicate, put it up here, call it arm left. Put it up here. And then across to there. Alright, I mean, 0.3. Something like that. 0.75. And then would it look at 1.4? I'm not sure. That is literally cutting into itself. I guess it's 475. And then copy, paste, right will be 1 minus 1.45, no. Minus 1. 525 like that. 548. 5 2. So that's 1. That's 1.48. That's 1.48. I think it is supposed to be 1.475. And that would be 0.475. No. It would be 0.525. Alright. So that's our new character model. Does he need some sort of mouth still? Probably. What can we use for a mouth? Maybe just something like that. Mouth. 1. That looks way too big now though. 0.1. No, that's the wrong way. 0.1. 0.05. Okay. And I suppose we want to push that so it's inside his mouth. There we go. looks really bad, doesn't it? Oh well. Eye left, eye mouth, eye right. Okay, let's move that down a bit. 1.6. Put it in the head a bit. There we go. 0.25. Well, it's not the worst character I've ever seen. I've seen many characters in my life. Put it on top. It's a bit weird. Put one on sticks coming out of his head. No, he's not meant to be a robot. He's meant to be a human, this guy. Alright, so let's give him some colours for his clothes. Let's make the body and the arms white. Let's make his trousers black and his shoes black. And his neck will make yellow because he's yellow for some reason. There we go, look at that! Whoa! Alright, and then if we make a new object, call this new player art, and then put it at 1, 0, 0. And then we put all those as children of that. Excuse me, we can move it into place. Then we can hide the old capsule art. Hide the capsule. And then get rid of any colliders on this. Box collider, capsule collider, capsule collider, more capsules. Body and neck have got capsules. Eyes, no colliders. Mouth, no collider. Head has a collider. Remove. Cool. Save. Save, 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 save. Play. Exit prefab. Let's see how it looks in game. Start game. Whoa, we got a character. I don't look the worst for like a not artwork but just shapes. To say it was just a capsule before, now it looks like somewhat human. I use the word human lightly, but you know what I mean. Let's make the enemies similar as well then. Even the mouth don't look that bad, and it was just a weird capsule stretch out. Alright, so if we go into our player and then we go into our enemy, we might be able to just copy paste it over. Okay. Yeah, I think we can just copy and paste the new player art into the enemy. And then hide those things. Hide the capsule. And then just make, I guess, he's supposed to be a robot, so let's give him like red eyes. That might look cool. And then should we make him like metallic looking instead of yellow? I'll change this to color dash red, and then that's what I'll use on the eyes. I could probably make them like glow as well. No, I can't. Thought you could just turn that up to make it glow, but emission. Should that glow? I don't see any glow though. Play. Let's see what happens. Whoa, they glow. Look at that. Whoa, game of the year. Look at the glow on those eyes. Ah. Pause. So basically I've just chosen red and then made it like, whoa, you can make it as crazy as you like. So 5 is glowing as well, is it? So this isn't just red, this is red with glow.
Go to bed.
Alexa,
Sorry.
stop. Play again. Let's see. Start game. Where's my enemies? There's an enemy. Look at the glow! Pause, full screen, enhance. Look at the glow on the eyes. That's cool. It's not showing up as much now. 10 again. 10's maybe too much, so let's do like 7.5. Look at the evil eyes on them. That's cool. Alright, we should make them look a bit more robot-y, so give them like metal skin. Where's our enemies? Prefabs. Enemy. Player. So if we take enemy, put that on there. Enemy there. And then we make this like a metallic. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. They would also be in office clothes, so he can still be in his shirt and trousers. Maybe their head would be more square than round. Let's just see how obvious it is that these are robots now. Without actual artwork, can you tell that these are robots that I'm fighting? Start game. Ah, cool. They do look like robots, I suppose. Robot penguin people. Shoom, shoom, zoom. Oh, these are changed colour as well. I guess they were using whatever colour the robots were set to, which was grey. Whoa! Robots attacking. You've won. Alright, I've only got 7 minutes left. I don't think there's much I can do in 7 minutes, so I might just end the stream while we're ahead. Unless you can think of anyone that takes 7 minutes to do. I tilted the camera up more as well, so now you don't really need the shader that could see through walls, because you can kind of see your character anyway. Like we're like 60 degrees facing down. I think before we were 30 degrees, so we've moved it quite a bit. We could go higher, but I don't want to do it completely top down. I think at an angle's cool. You have won. I'm tired. We should change the restart button so it actually does reload the level, so each time we press it we get like an actual new level. Because at the moment it just keeps loading the same level again. So let's go here, so start game. On game restarted. So the game 1 UI. Do we actually just tell it to do start game? I think we do. We can just do it here. Scene manager dot restart level, load scene, get active scene, just reload it again. Level 1, just reload it. Save. So now, each time we restart it, we should get a new map. Play. Start game. So we come out of the lift into a red room. If I die, restart game. Oh, we're getting a new map. Nice. If I die, new map. Nice. Die again. Why would it? I guess it just takes a second to load the level. Start game. Like if I try and run out of the lift really quickly when it restarts, I probably can get out before the level loads. Restart, run. No, you can't. It's all in one frame. Cool. Alright, I think that's a good place to leave it for the stream. So we added Fog of War. You can't see into the room until you've been in it and opened the door. We added seeds. So codes that would always load the same level each time you put the same seed in. We added doors. Now we have a reference to them. So we know which door has been destroyed, when it's been destroyed, and which rooms it's connected to. And we changed the player artwork and the enemy artwork. So tired. Alright, I think that's good. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week